All right, so finishing the morning here at $6,600. Reminder, as always, trading is risky. My results are not typical, so do make sure you take it slow. This morning, quite a bit of chop, and you can see it right there again on KSCP. Was watching this for the break through this level around 810, and it broke up to 829, and then look at that flush rejection back down to 780. So we're just not seeing things holding up, and that's disappointing. I don't love seeing that. It ends up being a false breakout on the 5-minute here, but this isn't the only one. I mean, we've seen this across the board, pretty much on everything today. So my first trade was on KSCP right here, about 1,500 shares as it squeezed up around 758. We got a squeeze up to 820, and I sold at 8. For about 40 cents a share, $600 plus. Not a huge winner, but that was my first one. I got some more trades on it as we got a red to green right through here, and then a nice break right there. And I did not take this trade right here because I didn't really trust it. So got a few trades on it. KSCP up about $1,500. Not bad. Nothing to be super excited about. Biggest winners, TEAD. This one, a little disappointing. 2 big rejections here. I didn't trade the first one, but I did get in on the second one. I bought at about a 311 average and then took profit and then added back and then stopped out for a loss. So gave back some profit off the top on it. Was pretty disappointed that it sold off this entire move. And that set the tone a little bit for today. DRCT, another one that popped and pulled back. This was a recent IPO setup, so I thought it was worth taking a stab at. Same with TCBP, which I was watching. Recent IPO setups. But these two today didn't really play out that well, which is kind of a bummer. So a little disappointed there, but VIVK, another sort of newer stock. I think this is an uplist. A little bit of volatility here, selling off and then curling up, traded as it curled up. Lighter volume, smaller gains. NVCT, this one lost $90 on. So took a trade right on this candle here, thinking maybe it would start to open up. It's a somewhat recent IPO, but just really a choppy day. And, you know, that's just the way it is. Mondays can sometimes be that way, and that is the case today. My goal was to try to book some small gains and continue to grow the account, right? Continue to make a little bit of progress. I wasn't expecting today would be a big green day or a home run day or anything like that. But I thought perhaps I could catch, you know, a couple base hits. So in slower markets like this, reducing the daily goal, reducing the target, ultimately just happy to be green. So far, I've had just one red day in February, which is good. So consistency has been pretty solid. Accuracy is around 70%. So out of every 10 trades, about 7 of them are winners, 3 are losers. And, you know, that's good. Making progress. Green on the month. And even though I had $200,000 as my monthly goal, I probably won't hit that unless we see some really good momentum in the next 2 weeks, which is always possible because we don't know what's around the corner. But I don't know that I would expect it. If I can just keep coming in and hitting $5,000, $10,000 a day, that's a good month. You know, that has me set up for easily a $100,000 month, which is good. And $100,000 a month, $1.2 million a year, that's very good. My goal this year is $2.5 million. So any month I don't hit 200,000, I'm technically behind my goal, and I didn't hit it in January, and I'm not on track to hit it in February. So I feel like I'm kind of starting off a little behind the ball. I could reduce my annual goal right straight away to 2 million and just not feel like I have to make up these 2 months. which maybe is a good idea. I don't know. It's hard because, if you set a goal and then you spend the entire year behind the goal, psychologically, does that make you feel like you are putting more pressure on yourself, or you're constantly playing catch up? That you might, and that could have a negative consequence in the way you trade, where you could be more aggressive, more emotionally impulsive, trying to reach too hard, rather than setting the goal a little lower and then just being happy when you exceed it, if you do exceed it. Because typically there'll be, in any year, a few months that are really, really good, and then some months that are really, really slow. And we're getting a couple slow months here at the beginning of the year, but there's no way to know what this year's going to hold. Last year I thought was going to be kind of slow, and then GameStop happened. I had no way of expecting that, no way to predict it, and then it happened. So this year, I'm sure that we'll have some things that are pretty exciting, and at this moment we can't predict, but we'll be grateful when they happen. So it could be February, it could be any time, and I'll keep showing up each day and keep trading and see if we can find some opportunities and keep my head above water. So yeah, 5,000-10,000 a day. Those are kind of grinding numbers for me. Last year, I think I averaged, I'll have to check, probably 15,000 a day or 16,000 a day. Let me just double check. I know I'm behind that average so far this year, but that's fine. So let's see. The last 90 days, been in a little bit of a slump here, but rallying, which is good. Smaller green days. The last big green day here was in December, 68,000. I'm missing those big $40,000, $50,000 green days. They were much more consistent in the fall, but they'll happen again. It's just the ebb and the flow. So let's see. So since 2016, my average daily gain has been 7,000. Since 1/1/2020, the average daily gain has been 18,000. Since 2021, it's been 16,000. So yeah, about $15,000. So I had 20,000 as my daily goal for all of last year and the year before, because I wasn't hitting it on average every day, but I was having a lot of days where I was far exceeding it. And so it made sense. But it is important to be able to adjust that to the market you're in, right? So if it's a little bit of a slower market, tune the goal down a little bit and try to get green, hit your goal, and be grateful. It's not really the time to be trying to stretch for big, big winners. IAHS popped up, 36 cent stock, a little cheaper. Anyways, so yeah, that's where just taking a look at that for a second, but that's where I'm at for today. So locking up another small green day, but these are better than red days, and we'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. We'll see if we have cleaner action and better follow through. Traded 5 different stocks today. There wasn't one that was super obvious. There was momentum and some volatility, but not one that was super, super obvious. So just kind of jumped a little bit from stock to stock. All right, that's it for me. I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. Remember, as always, trading is risky. My results are not typical. Take it slow. I hope you really enjoyed that video, and make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 1 million subscribers this year, but we won't get there without your help. So please, please, please hit that subscribe button.